Welcome back to John Cleese Car Audio's YouTube channel. You might be wondering why I'm holding a speed camera gun, which we own right here. Well, this is to show what products we've installed on this car and how well they work. Now, we're gonna go inside the car and actually give you an on-the-road demonstration of the two products we fitted onto this, because when I say it's the ultimate protection, it really is. We have the Target Blu Eye 2, which detects emergency service vehicles, which includes police cars, ambulances, fire engines, and even unmarked police cars, and anything that carries the emergency service signal. Could be a local copper walking down the street, it could be a police bike. We've then got the LaserTrack Flare, which is an elaborate version of a garage door opener, electric gate opener, and it can even turn on an outside light of your house. But if you were to be a naughty boy and upload a file to it yourself, we wouldn't obviously not condone that, then unfortunately it interferes with these on the road in the UK. The reason why you might want to upload that file is because you might be taking this car to a state in America where it is legal to jam a file, in which case fair play to you, but this video is going to be on our own private road, on the road, showing this working and in action. Keep watching, you're going to love what these products do for you. Get in the car, I'm going to show you what the bits on the outside of the car that you may or may not see. So the LaserTrack Flare comes with two heads in order to open those electric garage gates, because it's not invisible. You have to have a laser sending out to this system to activate. So we come down to the front bumper. I'm not going to point them out for a second. I'm just going to let you look at the front grille, for example, and see if the keen eye can point it out in the first 5 seconds. Max is zoomed in enough, you should be able to notice them. If you haven't noticed them, because they are well camouflaged with these piano black grille, is we've got a little head here, which is 10 mil squared, and then a matching one on the other side. Now we have two to make sure we have really good coverage where the vehicle is far away or close up. For larger vehicles, you may even want to have 3 heads, because we've done a van transporter recently where we put 3 heads on because the front end was so big. Generally, you get targeted from the number plate area anyway, or any flat surface. So 2 is going to be more than sufficient on most vehicles, but we'd recommend 3 on larger ones, or where there's cars where there's no grills in the middles. You know, old Ferrari 360s and 430s, you have to have the way that the grill's designed. We're going to get in the car now and let's show you what these products work on the road. This video is hopefully a real on-the-road presentation of how the Target Blu Eye 2 works. So we're in the TT and we've gone out on the road, unfortunately near rush hour, so we're going to be stuck in traffic a lot of this time. We're going to try and capture the workings of this Target Blu Eye in real world format simply. So we're looking for ambulances, fire engines, and of course police cars, and potentially unmarked police cars, although they may be hard to find because they now drive vehicles that are very least expecting cars. It's like Skoda Octavias, Volvos, BMWs. I've seen them in Seat Ibizas. They're in any car nowadays. So this might be beeping. They might be really close to us. Unless Max is very clever at recording out the windows into cars and seeing badge numbers, we may not actually get them. But let's see how we get on. We're currently going down the IDR in Reading at the moment, and we're going to just make a general direction for the police station in Reading, because we hope that naturally they'll be there. Actually, we've actually just missed the turn. That was about there, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was about there. So we're going to come off the IDR, we're going to go back round the roundabout and head back the other way. I've missed the junction completely. Now this product has been extremely covertly installed into the rear view mirror. Now it's lit up right now. I've got it muted because I just kind of wanted to talk to you about the product rather than it beeping, because we're driving around Reading town centre on the most sensitive part of it, which means it picks up from the furthest away, and I didn't want it beeping while we're having a chat about it. But we've actually taken the rear view mirror apart, flushed it behind, because these mirrors let light through from behind. So what we've got here is we've got the lights telling us about distance more than anything. So single green means they're quite far away, up to roughly 800 feet. Then extra green lights means they're getting closer. The little white light there indicates how many emergency service vehicles are around. So actually there's 3 lights are going to appear here. One for obviously 1, a second one will light up if you've got 2, and obviously 3 lights if you've got 3 around you. Meaning that, if you see 1 and you think, it's safe to do what I'm about to do, then you may not know that there's 2. So this actually system tells you there's 2, unlike Target Blu Eye 1. This is a far better version than the Target Blu Eye 1 that's out. And if you're wondering what the blue light is, that's just purely a status LED. It's currently fading in and out because I've muted it. That would just be a solid blue light if it was on normal mode. Now I'm going to unmute it now because we actually want to show you it obviously operating. So what we've done is we've flushed a couple of buttons into the mirror underneath here. The one on the left will basically unmute it for me. And then what will happen is the status LED will go green. And what we've got is we've got a button on the right which changes the sensitivity. Now, what you don't want is this to be annoying, because at the end of the day, it's supposed to help you. It's supposed to make you aware of your surroundings, makes you sure you know that you can get out of the way if a emergency service vehicle is coming up behind you. No one likes the people that are completely oblivious, and yet 4 cars in front, they've pulled over because they know what's behind them, because they're constantly checking their rear view mirror. So this is constantly telling you. But what you don't want is it to be a burden. So what you're going to do is you're going to change the sensitivity compared to where you're in the town centre or where you're on the motorway. I'm on motorway mode, meaning it's going to pick up from the furthest, which is what you would not have driving through the middle of town. So what the right button does, it changes the sensitivity, which I'll show you now. So I'll tap it once. We've got single green, which is slightly less sensitive than a motorway. Now 2 greens are constantly illuminated, meaning it's a little bit less sensitive again. And if I push it again, the yellows will now illuminate, which means it's the most insensitive version, which if you want, you could have that. I have one in my own car. I generally drive around with 1 green on because I like it to tell me when they're further away. And if I push it again, all the lights will extinguish, meaning it's now on the most sensitive. So it will pick up from the furthest away, which is great for motorways, but not so much when you're driving around town. So for example, now it's gone solid red. Now there could be something right next to us, which we don't even know. It could be unmarked. Oh, it's gone red because I've just, silly me, we've just driven past a fire station. I should know that, I live near here. So that's gone red because we've driven past a fire station, which naturally they're going to be using the emergency service frequency. And less of me waffling on, let's hunt for these vehicles. So we're going to speed up the next part of the video until we see one, and then we're going to show you it. I apologise if the footage is a bit jumpy. We haven't invested in a car mount yet for our camera. Max is completely doing this freehold, mainly because our DJI gimbal is simply too ruddy big to have inside the car. I apologise in advance. However, this video is about showing you how good this product is on the road, so you're just going to have to, well, deal with it. They're always around when you don't want them, but when you do want them, they're hiding. Now, the other product that I installed on this car is the LaserTrack Flare, as I mentioned, which is the garage door opener. We will show you this footage of this actually working, because what we've got, as I mentioned, is we've got our own gun. We're going to do 2 videos. We're going to show you a video from inside the car and how it operates and how you as a driver know it's working. And then we're actually going to do a video on the outside the car with the gun in action, showing you the receiver side of it, the person that's actually pointing the gun at you, so you can see both perspectives. But yeah, what this device does, as I mentioned, it gives you a little window. It's quite clever, this LaserTrack Flare. We can actually link it up to Target Blu Eye, which is the device inside the rearview mirror I mentioned. But this is also the button up here for the LaserTrack Flare. Now, in theory, you don't actually need to have this button installed. You can actually do the full operation of this flare from the 2 buttons and through the Target Blu Eye display. But at length discussion with the customer, we've decided that it can be a little bit confusing trying to use only these 2 buttons to navigate 2 products. So we've left the button in situ, meaning the customer can have full control over the LaserTrack Flare without confusion. And also, it's just a nicer, well, I say nicer, it's a more of a visual indication when it goes off, because you've not only got the Target Blu Eye display flashing at you, you've actually got the LaserTrack button itself flashing at you. So if you've got your music too loud and you don't hear the beeps going off, you're going to get a really obviously flashing LED, which flashes red if I remember correctly, showing you it working, which we will get underway in the next few minutes once we head back to the shop to give you a proper demonstration of that inside the car and outside the car for that matter. I'm going to cheat a little bit. We know it obviously works outside a fire station, we just did that, but we're going to drive back past the fire station just to show you it working again. And here we are. The system is increasing LEDs to show we're getting closer and closer, and if they're going to play ball and have their system on, they will over there the actual fire station was, and it's showing us more than 1 white light and more LEDs are illuminated to show they're obviously nearby. Now this video is getting a bit dark because unfortunately the clocks have since changed, day before yesterday in fact, and it's getting dark early, so again I apologise for maybe the darkness.
We have red. We
have red. And now, quite obviously, we have red because we're right next to the Reading police station, which is on my left. So naturally, it's going to be detecting.
Cars come out of there.
Yeah, it's going to be detecting police cars.
In fact,
and if you hear the double beep,
there's a car coming out the back.
The double beep actually means that they're actually transmitting. You get a single beep every 4 seconds to basically tell you that they're around you. When you get a double beep, that means they're actually holding down the radio, like transmitting or talking in the vehicle. I mean, for all I know, that BMW behind me could be unmarked, who knows? And if you're wondering, because it's obviously good to know everything about this system, If you find these lights are too bright, you can dim them down to a lesser brightness, like for example in nighttime driving, but we want it bright for the video. You can also change the sound of the buzzer. You can have it all the way down to the point where you can barely hear it if you just prefer the visualizations, or if you're tone deaf or deaf, you can actually have it at the loudest volume possible, meaning even for the louder music listeners, you're still going to hear it.
Oh, ambulance.
Hey! And there's a good example. Now these people obviously haven't got a tyre blow. Why are you nosing forward? So yeah, that's a prime example. Ambulance has come around. It's gone obviously red because they're right in front of us, but it started going green earlier because it was beeping from a distance because I've had it on highway mode this whole video. And then now it's going to probably sit on nearly between the highest yellow and the red because we're right near them. But that's a good example of it working. Finally, we've found one. Let's see if we can find one more before we get back to the shop. And obviously he goes through the red and he'll go further and further away, and then what should happen? That should start reducing the sensitivity. Well, it would have done, but there's another one over there, Max.
Oh.
Yeah, it would have reduced the sensitivity, just in case you're wondering how it drove off and it didn't change. Well, another ambulance came to our left of us as well. Now it should drop down unless something else is coming down. And look at that, as if I magic, it gradually goes down. Now, it's impossible to put a distance on how far these pick up from because there's so many different variables. Well, we might have something else. No, it's not picking up the parking attendant over there. I don't think he uses Tetra signal somehow. Another one. There you go. And another one. Hey, yeah. What do they say, like buses? Never there when you want one, and then 3 come at once. Our colleague is currently standing down the road here with our gun to show us what this product's going to do. Obviously, it's demonstration purposes only. We don't condone having this file uploaded as a system, but this is to show what would happen inside the car when you get targeted by a speed camera gun. And we're going to show you outside the car what you see as well. But this is the inside of the car thing. So my colleague's down the road here. He's now about to shoot at me, and he's going to target me. Now you're going to get a lot of LEDs go off, a lot of beeps going off to indicate that obviously he can't get me. Now you're probably thinking, how do you know that that's worked? Shortly in this video, we're going to do another perspective of that view where me and Max, the cameraman behind at the moment, is going to record the car coming up the road with our stick driving it. We're going to actually show you the gun and what it says when it's not on, as in when it's not jamming laser, and when it is on. So you're going to see that view anyway to make sure you know how it operates. So what it's gone now, it's gone to a cool down period. That's why the lights are flashing red right now. Both lights are flashing red, the LaserTrack Flare button and the Target Blu Eye, to say that it turned off temporarily. Because what happens once it activates, it cools down for a minute, completely shuts off. The idea of that is you slow down, they go to get another reading. For example, this is a hypothetical situation obviously, because you wouldn't do this in the UK obviously, and then you're doing the right speed by then because you've been alerted by an array of loads of beeps and loads of flashes, and then they get the new reading, which is right. And then what happens after a minute, it goes back to the green status LED and it is reactivated. Now, as I mentioned, this is the other perspective view. So inside the car you saw it working from the driver's point of view, but now you're going to see it from the policeman's point of view. I'm not impersonating a police officer, this is my own bit of equipment that we're using here. So Dave, our resident stick for the time, is going to drive a TT up the road and back down again, this private road we own obviously, and we're going to show you the speed camera detector, jammer, whatever you want to call it, working, and then he's going to turn around and we're going to get another reading when it's not on, showing you the right speed. So I'm going to just show you this working on a random car coming down the road first. That guy looked worried in the driver's seat. So that car, Fiat 5, is doing 26 miles an hour, just to show this camera does actually work. You get some funny looks standing by the side of the road with a speed camera gun and a high-vis jacket on. Obviously this was deliberate. So Dave is coming down the road now with loads of space in front of him. Obviously he's not going to be breaking the speed limit. So I'm going to target him now from quite a far distance. And there you go, clear, error 01. So it's not picked up the speed he was doing. It wasn't going that fast anyway, but he's not picked up the speed. Now he's going to turn around on a road and I'm going to get another reading of him because the system would have shut down due to the minute cooldown these systems have. And there you go, 26 miles an hour he was doing just then to show the system is inactive. If someone does target you and it comes up obviously 0 on their gun, the system will shut down, meaning if they go to get another reading after about 4 to 5 seconds, depending on how long you set the jamming cycle for, it will come to get the right speed, and by then you've obviously slowed down and doing the correct speed for said road. So he's coming around again so we can get another example just in case the first one wasn't enough, and we're going to go from further away this time. And yeah, nothing. And that was from a good few hundred yards, that was. Giving the thumbs up so our stick driver can come in for now. That concludes our video on the road, real world testing this TT, showcasing the ultimate protection package for your driver's license. We've showed the Target Blu Eye working, we showed the LaserTrack Flare working, not from one perspective, but two perspectives, so you can see exactly how these two products can protect you and your license perfectly well. Get in contact if you want to know how this package works exactly on your car and how much it costs, and if we can do the same type of installation, because as you can imagine, the rear view mirror option for the Target Blu Eye isn't compatible with every car, but most cars it is. This is the Audi TT. That is Mark over there. He's very shy. Mark, come back over here. This is an Audi TT. My name is Connor. This is John Cleese's YouTube channel. Have a good day. We'll see you soon.